to get things started off here, we'll just kick it off. We're going to actually start with a little bit of a debate like we did a few months back, and it got a little ruckus, but Bill Jelen isn't here, so we can be sure that it isn't actually going to get that ruckus. So is everyone ready for our debate?
All right.
Yeah, bring it.
Okay, so this is a question. It comes from Jimmy from Arkansas. Jimmy asks, who is Excel's arch enemy? Szilvia.
Who is Excel's arch enemy? I'm saying Excel's arch enemy. Excel doesn't have an arch enemy because Excel is all about the people. Excel is the Gandhi of all applications. It is all things to all people. It doesn't discriminate against whether you're a beginner or an experienced programmer. Excel is all about the love, man. So I would just say anyone who doesn't believe is the arch enemy.
Oh, it's spoken like someone from LA. That's very, very loving.
Love LA.
What about you, Oz? What do you think?
I think it's those troublemaking open source people. These hardcore coder, anti-capitalism, just black-hearted, because not everybody is gonna write code, and that open source world is just the open west. It's like reading Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. That's the open source world, and it's okay. It's okay, because you don't have a central force that can raise prices on you or move stuff around on you. It's good for that, but it's also bad if you just want to get work done. So, because I fooled around with Linux briefly, and every time I did something, I needed a patch. I needed something. And if you like fiddling around and stuff, then listen to those open source people. But be aware, they are the arch enemy.
Okay.
So Zach and Kevin, what do you think? Well, I should say one of you. You guys can fight over who gets to talk.
I don't think it's going to be much of a battle. Well, good question from Jimmy. It's been Microsoft. I was going to say that it's definitely Microsoft for the win. Sorry.
They keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Changing different version after version. Jeez.
Yeah. Well played.
So I really thought someone was going to say Access. No one. I mean, I just.
Oh, that's so old.
Man, they were.
Not even go there. Boo.
Yeah, boo. I say boo.
That
is
Access is a toy.
Meant to be bros, right? That was the original intent.
I mean,
well, you got people who will say that that should be in a database. You should be using Access or whatever. And somebody says Access sucks, but it's the people. It's the people. It's not Access. It's the people. And that's what I say. It's the people who want to have you go out into the Wild West, into Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, fooling around with code and stuff. Go. Get graphical user interface in Excel and get going and tell those people to be quiet.
Yeah.
Well, I can sum up Office in just like 2 sentences. There is Excel, and then there's these add-ins called Word and Outlook and PowerPoint and Access.
Okay, all right. No, so no one wants to. All right, if you guys like Access, I mean, hey, that's your thing.
You don't like it. It's not even
is also an acceptable answer.
Yeah, it has its place as a sidekick.
Right, exactly.
I'd much rather go to SQL Server than Access.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
All right, so this one.
Access, you go into town, right? That.
All right, guys, this is a serious one. All right, okay. This person, I have to make his name up. Steven writes in and he says, "Not Rick. I think programmers on the East Coast do Excel better than on the West Coast. What do you think?" So East Coast versus West Coast. Who's better at Excel?
Definitely not Rick.
This is a feud as old as time. I'm just saying.
Really? That was the best answer we had. That was the best question we could
It's
get.
definitely the West Coast because there's fresher air and so they get more oxygen to the brain.
I'm gonna have to go with Zach on this one. I'm doubling down on that answer.
Where is the East Coast? Where is
Where's the
it?
dividing line?
It's covered in snow right now.
There's
No,
some mountains out there. I know that.
No, here's the thing about West Coast spreadsheets. There's just like surfboard clip art and palm trees, just a whole bunch of nonsense on them. I do think so. I'll put my. You guys don't even know. You don't even know.
Are you getting frustrated, not Rick?
I am getting frustrated. Oz, you've been
Huh?
silent. What do you think?
I don't have a thought about that because I think it sets up a false dichotomy.
False economy.
Well, what do you mean? What do we mean by better? What is it? Was the question better programmers?
Just better
Yeah.
Excel users.
First of all, file under H for who cares. But I also it also kind of depends on where Ohio fits in on the east.
I know. I was wondering about that with this question.
You kind of have to. You can't ignore the mad Excel talent that comes from Ohio.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say East Coast, even though we're technically Midwest, but we are on the East.
Yes.
Or
So I'm a
in
little
the
torn
East.
on this one too. I know I keep
mean-
giving diplomatic answers, but being from Ohio and on the West Coast now, it's a little hard for me to take sides.
I would have to say I think it's going to change depending on where I'm at in America.
Okay. All right. No, well, see, when you got Jeff Weir in New Zealand and Mindy Tracy in Australia, Deborah and Kevin Larrabase in Canada. So you got to be international. Boiling it down to East Coast, West Coast. Oh no.
I mean, keep in mind, in defense of these questions, they are terrible. I mean,
Yeah,
I
thank
didn't
you.
come up with anything.
In defense of these questions.
These questions are designed to incite a riot. That's not fair.
That's right. I mean, I was really thinking kind of like, like people are like, food is better on the East Coast, West Coast, hip hop. I was like, hey, why can't we do that with Excel? And I realized it's because we're not cool. You guys,
Yeah.
when I throw this question out here, I ran through this all day. I put it before a committee. You all, if there were points, you'd all get negative points on this.
No, we all
Okay,
get positive points because we would take the bait.
Right, exactly.
Oh, you know what?
Right. Yeah.
I say we all get
All right.
positive points. Who seconds it? There we go.
I mean, there's no real points
We don't
going on
make
here. Here's an even worse question. If you were stuck on a desert island and only could have one Excel function, which would it be?
Oh, for
How much battery power do I have?
one Excel function.
You only get one.
One.
Get one?
What the hell do I want with Excel on a desert island without power?
Exactly.
Well, just assume you have power.
Okay, I've got power. Now what? Can I have a satellite?
Who
Can I
writes
trade
this
it in
stuff?
for a satellite
Who
phone?
writes this stuff?
Mine.
Where are these questions coming from?
I don't know who wrote this.
Mine is gonna be.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, mine is gonna be char, and then I would change
I got
it
this.
to dingbats or whatever it was, and find some
Ding
helicopter
dings.
symbol and get out of there.
All right, so for the win, again, hyperlink so I can email someone's dumbass to come get me and off that up.
That's a good way to do it.
Okay.
One function's all I need.
Woo-hoo, he's on my team.
Now, what about you, Szilvia?
So could I do a nested function of char and rand?
No, you got to pick one.
So I could just-
you could char.
I could
You could char a char.
Char,
Yeah,
char.
char.
I think.
I don't know, rand between. And I'll just sit there and play with numbers all day. because the hyperlink.
That is
Zach
fun.
already took the hyperlink. So.
I actually like the random.
I really.
It's a time killer.
Oh,
I think
I
I'd pick
know.
index.
Can I use a VBA function? You didn't specify.
All right,
I had-
well,
cheating.
we'll allow it.
I'm gonna go with text to speech, because then somebody could just be talking to me all day.
And will you name it Wilson? Because that's what I'm naming it.
And
Wilson to talk to you.
Bob forever and ever.
Sylvia, that sounds like resignation.
Because
Nobody
I
for
type,
index.
you know,
Nobody for index. Anyone?
Sure.
what are you gonna do with
Anyone?
index?
Index can do everything.
Text to
That's it.
speech.
Index. And then you're gonna go, and then you say index and the okay. So you
What are
say
you gonna do with the
find
index?
my uncle in Ohio, and then it comes back with his address, and then there you are with an address.
Then what?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Now,
All right, here's a real
they're
question.
really
This is
Oh, we have a real
Question.
question.
Okay.
This is from Clippy from California. Okay, so say you have a big database project and the person has Excel, your client has Excel 2013, and they're wondering Power Pivot or Access. I should say they have Office 2013. So you want a database and they want to do graphics. So would you just, what you know right now, would you recommend Access still, or would you do Power Pivot? Or any of the Power BI stuff?
Is it Access 2013?
It could be. Sure, why not?
Then anything but Access 2013.
Anything but.
Why is it so bad? What's so
That's
bad
the
about
answer,
2013?
guys.
If it was Access 2003, maybe.
Okay.
I'm
How about you, Oz?
I would be curious about what kind of a database it is, because you might be able to just do a data model and not fool with Power Pivot, depending on how big it is. Yeah, that's what I would think. And if it wound up being too intricate, too much, then you got to talk to somebody else. That's not my world anymore.
So you won't do Access at all then? Yeah, you won't do Access at all.
Well, for me, I don't know Access, and I have not had any compelling reason to do it, because my clients, they might have, say, 50,000 rows of data. Okay, and it's very easy to get it connected through a data model. So that's been my world, and it works. Excel has worked, and I have not. I hear about people who have billions of rows of data. That's never been me, not yet.
All right, and how about you, Szilvia?
Well, obviously, it depends on the circumstances, to Oz's point, because there could be a whole lot of compelling reasons for either one, but all other things being equal, I'd probably go with Power Pivot just, for the cool factor and to be able to have an excuse to promote my Power Pivotini cocktail at a happy hour after we launch the product.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Great.
I mean, really, it's hard to say unless you have all the requirements in front, and there could be a million reasons to. Yeah, I don't really do Access either, but it might make sense for me to. I'm actually faced with this very problem. It might make sense for me to outsource that piece, and I could still build the front end, or it's just it's a bad question. I'm sorry, caller from where's
Yeah,
the
any
caller
good
from?
question? Let's get a good
This
question.
is great. You guys are being very rude to the question committee who came up with this stuff.
The question committee.
That's
It's
right.
okay.
That's right. All right. So this is a real question that was actually sort of put forth to us when we were doing the MVP showcase. This guy, one of the OneNote MVPs, came up and said, OneNote is more powerful than Excel.
What?
Agree or disagree? He said one guy of the OneNote MVPs said that OneNote was more powerful than Excel. So I'd let you guys have at it. What do you think?
What's his definition of power?
They're two very different
I don't know.
things.
We couldn't get him to explain it.
Well, I'm gonna call BS.
Yeah, big BS.
OneNote?
Yeah, no,
And
this is what was brought
Someone
to us.
doesn't know how to use Excel.
Yeah.
You remember this, Oz?
I don't remember that. I think I would have remembered that because I would have, you know, done like on South Park when they call shenanigans and everybody goes and gets their brooms.
There was just some. I think he was German. He said that he's like OneNote is way more powerful than Excel.
Fine, you know what?
He has to
Let him
explain.
think
So,
that.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
what does that even
Could
mean?
be anything.
Come on. Let's
Is he
get
a
some.
Second Amendment guy?
Come on.
There's
You
you
know,
call
so
people like that.
I think guns are more powerful than OneNote.
Yeah.
How about that?
Dig
How about-
dig down in the bottom of the sack and get a good question.
Actually, that was it. We are
Let's just
done.
let that one go.
We're out of, and that is it. We are out of questions. So.